Hello, welcome to Bear Beer Reviews. We are in the Ølbaren, which just means barn of beer or something of the sort. We've got a couple of beers here. It's a pretty cool place actually if you just want to pan the camera around. They've got really good stuff in the bottles. They've got like 5 or 6 different taps on as well. Really unusual stuff and interesting stuff as well. Lots of Danish things obviously. They've got all Reparations beer, which I did a review of way back when we started. A hangover beer, like a hoppy pale ale. It was lovely. They've got a few things by Stronzo, which one we've got Sierra Nevada, Schlenkerla, Martin, which we've done a review on as well, which brings us to our beers. So they both look pretty much the same, so I might as well do colour on both of them. They're both hazy pale straw colour, both pretty much exactly the same, look the same. Same amount of carbonation, both look pretty good. They do look like they're slightly hot paced, both of them are slightly cloudy, but we'll forgive that. This one is the Tromsø's Beard of the Wicked Crow, which is an awesome name.
Hoorah!
Hoorah! But they're Danish, and I believe this is a pale ale, heavily hopped, might be an IPA, and the one we've got here is this one. I was really surprised to find. Take a good look, you won't see this very often. Really close look. This is this is Grassroots, that's Hill Farmstead, to those of you who don't know. Siren from England, which is a bit of an irony, and also Cigar City. So this is Chicago, Grassroots, and Siren, all in one beer. This is their neither double IPA. I don't know the ABV for either of them, it doesn't actually say, but I'm assuming this one's an IPA and this one's a double IPA, judging by the prices alone. So, Stronzo, let's give it a smell. Oh, it's super dank actually. I would swear this has got Citra in it. We just brewed a Citra IPA at work and the smell, the aroma is pretty much the same. It's just that it's juicy mangoes and passion fruit. There's a slightly dankness to it as well, there's slightly super hoppy, resinous note to it. But I would swear that's Citra in a glass actually. It smells lovely, so cheers everyone. Yeah, it's a hot monster. No other way about it. This is Mum's one, and she was like, "Wow, that's okay." But it's so much more hoppy than you think it is. It's very, very bitter. There's a tiny little bit of sweetness and caramel to it as well. But the mainstay of it is this juicy, super juicy mango, tropical fruit, pineapple even, and this wicked bitterness at the back end of it. It's really, really nice. It is lovely. It's such a good showcase IPA. It's a really nice, super amazing base malt recipe and super hoppy. Couldn't ask for any more. It's brilliant. Really is nice. Really is nice. I think I'll give that. What should we give that? Let's give it 9 out of 10. Really good. First beer I've had by Stronzo. Wonderful name. Good beer. Okay. Cigar City, Grassroots, and Siren. Neither IPA. Right. This one is much more on the grapefruit and slightly floral side. It's not as mango-y and tropically. There's something just a little bit sweeter about it, so a little bit more perfumey and floral about the aroma. It still smells wonderful, and that one, the Stronzo Beard of the Wicked Crow was really pungent. But this Grassroots one is almost double as pungent. It just has this extra perfume, floral aroma. It smells wonderful. Right, cheers. And good lord, is it a kick in the teeth. It's like a cheese grater to the tongue. It's really, really concentrated caramel. It's almost like molasses. It's almost bordering on darker sugars, but up toffee and caramel predominantly. And then you get the floral and citrusy grapefruit notes through. And then there is the most unbelievable strong tongue-lashing bitterness afterwards. It's a really balls-to-the-wall IPA, to say the least. They've really not held back on anything. They've just gone right for as many hops as you physically can at a beer and enjoy it. It's just hop juice in a glass, really. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. It will absolutely polarise opinions because some people will say it's unbalanced, and it is totally unbalanced. Don't This is hops. Although there is a bit of caramel there, it's totally unbalanced. So you're not going to enjoy it if you don't like hoppy beers. But if you like hoppy beers, if you like double IPAs, and this is considering I've had Heavy Topper and Edward by Hill Farmstead and a double by Citra by Farmstead as well. This is up there in the same league level as them. It's a 9.5. Absolutely fantastic. I like it a lot. But as I said, if you don't like hops, you won't like it, and you won't like the Stronzo either. And there you go. From the Ølbaren in Copenhagen. Cheers. Hello and welcome to the Mikkeller bar in Copenhagen. They've got really cool little glasses because it says on them the original Mikkeller. This is just New Westboro, so it's kind of just south of the station, despite being called Westboro. We've got a couple of beers here, two that I've got told are very difficult to find. They're pretty much only do them on keg, and it's one-off beers. And the first one is actually the Westboro Sour. Spontaneous beer. I think it's called Spontan. Yeah, Westboro Spontan, I think it's called. And the other one is the 20 hop. I've had the 10 hop before, and I also have the 1000 IBU. So I'll see how this one agrees with us. This Westboro Spontan is 5%. It's an unblended lambic, so it's just it's pretty much close to the Gurge you'll ever get. It's unblended and it's 1 year old, so it should, in theory, be pretty sour, to be honest. Again, it's a lovely, typical stroke of Gurzes. Nice, a little bit cloudy, but it's served very close. I think it's probably chill haze. I think it's actually quite a clear beer. Nice bit of a foamy head on it, but you can see with the lacing, as with most sour beers, the lacing is kind of again kind of a spontaneous pattern. It's a bit of the usual lacing pattern. So we're going for a nose. Actually, this one smells pretty. It smells like it could be aged. Actually, it's very smooth on the nose. It's not too sour, it's not too funky, not too acidic. There's a little bit of sweetness underneath it. You get the typical funk and lemon notes on it. But it's all very smooth, very not very aggressive on the nose like some unblended ones can be. It does smell pretty good, so cheers everyone. It's actually quite savoury. There's a definite lemon and sour notes, definite funk to it. It doesn't have a huge amount of acidity. It comes almost across as bitterness. It's not too face-puckeringly sour like you can get. And again, very unusual for an unblended, because you usually blend the aged, very smooth ones with a young one to get somewhere nice in between. This one, despite being unblended, is very, very smooth, and only being a year old, that's quite unusual. It's got this nice kind of savoury note to it. Because it's so sour, you get a kind of aftertaste of sweetness, and that seems to be prevalent. And you know, it's blooming lovely. I know Mikkeller really experiment with these a lot, and this is an example of how to do a really good one. It's very nice. It's a really good 9 out of 10. I'll definitely have this one again. But I won't, because you won't be able to find it. And next up, we've got the 20 hop, which is very, very cloudy. I'm assuming it's unfiltered, or it's hop haze, because I've 20 hops in it. It's going to be hoppy as hell, and it'll have so many hop particles floating around inside. It'll be really cloudy. It is a very dark caramel colour, almost twinging on ruby, to be honest. And again, the head on it is very good lacing, but again, it's quite uneven head, really. So let's get a nose on this. Oh, yeah. Well, blow me down if I say it's hoppy with 20 hops in it. It's got a lot of caramel on the nose. It seems to have a very good malt backbone to it. A lot of sweetness about it. And then above that, you just get a cacophony of every single descriptor of hops you could have. In particular, if I had to push for it, I'd say something very sweet mango, something like tropical but very, very sweet at the same time. Not hitting me as too citrusy, not hitting me as too tropical. There isn't a huge amount of pine in it, to be honest. But it is a little bit earthy.
What ABV?
Oh, Mum says what ABV? This is 6.8%, just so you know. God knows what IBU is, I bet it's pretty high actually. But there seems to be a good caramel note, and I'm getting mostly tropical, but with a little bit of citrus and a little bit of floral, mainly earth. It's almost earth and tropical. So 20 hops blended together. Yeah, it's come through a little bit muddled on the nose, to be honest. But cheers, everyone. Let's give it a try. It's actually quite dry, despite smelling sweet. There is a little bit of caramel, but I think the sweetness comes through afterwards. It almost tastes the hops that are giving the sweetness. And it's quite like Tutti Frutti ice cream. Tutti Frutti's got 1,000 different flavours blended in. This has got 1,000 different flavours. It's almost like sweet Belgian candy sugar flavour, but it's certainly hops. It's too fruity and it's too floral to be residual sugars in it. And again, because the palate's so dry, it definitely dries up, and getting like the hop flavours through. The residual mouthfeel is quite dry, and it's interesting and it's quite nice. And again, I think the predominant flavour in it is probably tropical hops. But to say there's 20 hops in this, I couldn't pick out. If you pushed me, I'd probably say there was citrus in here, it's perhaps Simcoe and Amarillo. I'd say there was a blend of those three, so you get the nice tropical flavours, you get some more citrus and pine, and Amarillo is a good blend of them all. To say there's 20 in here, you couldn't really tell. So if it's a good use of 20 hops, I couldn't say. It is very nice, not the best Mikkeller IPA I've tried. I like it, I like the base recipe, but again, not sure if it needs 20 hops, not sure if it's just kind of pushing the boat out to be a bit OTT, which, I mean, Mikkeller do. They push the boat out and they use Kobe Luwak and coffee in beers and stuff, and they go nuts and they do whatever the hell they like, because Mikkeller can. So it is nice. I'd probably give that an 8.5 out of 10, but compared to some of the IPAs we've had on this trip, I mean, the Siren and Siren one and the Stronzo one were wonderful. This one's just not as good as those ones, but 8.5, it's definitely nice. Does it need 20 hops? Probably not. There you go, that's from the Mikkeller bar in Copenhagen. I mean, come here, you won't be able to see it, but if I'm passing in the camera, we can film Mother. Hi man. It's a cool little place. It's got nice little artwork, lots of taps and stuff, and we're in a nice little cubby hole. Go on, Mike, you can do an executive review on it.
Wet.
Tastes like beer. So there you go from Mikkeller bar in Copenhagen. Say bye, Mom.
Cheers.
Welcome back to the Mikkeller bar. We've decided to stay for one more beer because it is pretty good here. Mum's got herself a sausage, it's molten chili, and you get some olives with it, and she says it's wonderful, it tastes like Maltesers and chili, strangely enough. So we're happy with that one, and I've got another beer because why not while I'm here. This is Monk's Elixir, which is the Belgian quadruple style, so Aloe, Westmaterian and Rochefort 10, so Westmaterian 12 and Rochefort 10 and Saint Bernardus Abt. Same sort of colour as you'd expect from it, the nice murky brown. Again, I'm assuming this one they haven't, I think this one's from Key Keg, so it is keg conditioned, so it's keg carbonated. Sorry. Secondary fermentation occurs in the keg, so there is yeast in this. Nice level of head on it too, and it is indeed like murky brown. It might show it better if I show you underneath the light. So we're going for a nose. Oh, it smells super sweet actually. It smells like brown sugar and toffee, and there's definite plum and raisins and dark fruit notes in it. There's this like certain Belgian aromatic quality of the esters that come off it as well. It just smells sweet and full flavoured. There's nothing, it's 10%, but there's nothing to suggest there's amount of booze on it. There's no harsh booze on the nose, so it's a pretty well blended one. So cheers everybody. Oh yeah, it's really nice. Again, pretty much what's on the nose is in the palate. There's lovely sweetness to it, that candy sugar flavour, almost like candy floss, but a little bit darker, and a bit of brown sugar too. There's lovely nonsense, there's loads and loads of plums and stone fruits in it. Nice amount of esters over the top of it, so you get the kind of almost kind of clovey spiciness over the top of all of that, and the sort of vanilla notes too. I think this one's actually aged in a bourbon barrel, so they said. So this has got bits of kind of touches of vanilla as well. I can't really taste much in the way of tannins because it's ridiculously smooth. It's got a nice chunky mouthful, and it goes down like there isn't a percentage point of alcohol in it at all. It could just be a really sweet plum juice drink. It's really well done, really smooth. Where it racks up against the other ones, because everyone seems to love the Trappists, Rochefort is like a punch in the teeth. It's very strong and full flavoured, and it's every bit of percentage point. It's 10.2%, and it feels like, and it's full of flavour. The Westmaterian is super silky, super smooth, and blended so perfectly, and doesn't taste like it's 12%. Well, this one's somewhere in between. It doesn't particularly, it's not as particularly smooth as Westmaterian, but it isn't as hard and full focused and punchy as Rochefort. I've yet to try the Saint Bernardus yet, so I'll see what that one ranks in with it. But this holds up its head up very high, and it could easily go against both the Trappist styles. Dare I say it, the poor monks are sat there going, no, we spent years perfecting this, but this is a very good one. The only thing that's perhaps detracting from it is that it is very sweet. While the others that have tend to be a little bit drier, they tend to age them a little bit more, and they tend to ferment a little bit more, I assume. but this is still great. This is another 9 out of 10 beer. It's really lovely. I just don't think probably there's a bit more complexity and less sweetness in the actual Trappist versions, but lovely beer. So there we are from the Mikkeller bar again. Cheers everybody.